I used to compare my salary to everyone around me, and I told myself that once I made more money, everything would finally feel calm and free. But the solution was never about earning more. It was about living smarter and managing what I already had with intention. Over the past few years, I followed 15 minimalist money principles that changed everything for me, giving me more freedom, less stress, and a bank account that actually grows. And I'm telling you right now, you won't get the full transformation without the last principle. So if this resonates, hit like, subscribe, and let's get into it. The first shift I had to make was avoiding credit card debt at all costs. I used to treat my credit card like a safety net, swiping it for dinners, gadgets, and random Amazon finds while telling myself I'd handle it later. But later turned into interest, and interest turned into stress. Minimalism helped me step back from trends and short-term cravings, because when you stop chasing every new drop and every limited edition moment, you stop needing debt to keep up. Once I got serious about that, I started cutting financial noise by looking at my statements and seeing subscriptions I forgot about, small charges that added up, and random purchases I couldn't even remember making. It wasn't one big mistake, it was death by 1,000 tiny swipes. So I canceled everything I didn't actively use and cleaned up before trying to build anything new. That alone felt like giving myself a raise. Then I made a rule to plan every purchase, because impulse buying used to be my weakness, and a bad day meant a quick scroll and a quick buy. Now when I want something, I write it down, research it, wait, and let the emotional high cool off. Most of the time, I realize I didn't want the item, I wanted the feeling. Minimalism taught me to buy things that solve real problems, not things that temporarily boost my mood. That naturally led me to the 30-day rule. If I want something bigger, I put it on a list and wait a full month. After 30 days, if I still want it and I can afford it without stress, then I consider it. You'd be shocked how many must-have items disappear from your mind after a few weeks. That pause builds discipline and protects you from emotional spending spirals. I also simplified my wardrobe, which sounds small but changed my mornings. Decision fatigue is real, and it starts the moment you open your closet. So I built a simple wardrobe with quality pieces that mix and match easily, meaning fewer choices, better quality, and everything fits well. I stopped buying clothes just because I felt like I had nothing to wear, and I saved money while also saving mental energy for things that actually matter. That ties into one of my biggest rules now. Always choose quality over quantity. Buying cheap things repeatedly costs more than buying one solid item once. And this goes beyond clothes, into tools, tech, experiences, relationships, and even the information you consume. Because choosing depth over volume reduces long-term costs and increases long-term satisfaction. It's a slower decision, but it pays off every time. Of course, life still includes big purchases, because cars break down, homes need repairs, and sometimes you just need a trip to reset your brain. Instead of panicking or swiping a card, I started planning ahead by creating sinking funds, saving gradually over time, and leaving a little margin in my budget each month. And that margin became freedom. Planning for big purchases stopped them from feeling like emergencies and improved my overall financial stability. Another game changer was building systems that run automatically. I set up automatic transfers to savings, automatic bill payments, and automatic investments so money moves before I even see it, which removes emotional decisions from the equation. When saving and investing become the default, spending becomes intentional instead of reactive. To support that, I streamlined my money system. At one point, I had multiple checking accounts, random apps, and scattered investments that felt complicated and grown up, but were really just confusing. Now I keep it simple with one main checking account, one savings account, and one investment platform. Simple systems are sustainable systems, and sustainability is what builds wealth over time. I also had to filter what enters my mind, because constant news, endless social media, and everyone telling you what to buy or how to get rich fast creates noise that pushes you into comparison and rushed decisions. I limited myself to a few reliable sources and cut down mindless scrolling. When your mind is clear, your financial decisions get clearer too. Then I narrowed my focus to 3 big financial goals each year. And one year that meant building a full emergency fund, paying off a specific debt, and starting consistent investing. Every spending decision had to align with those goals. If something didn't move me closer, it probably wasn't worth it. Focused energy creates focused results. Protecting my time became another quiet superpower, because I used to say yes to every social invite out of fear of missing out, even though every event costs money and energy.
I'm sorry.
I started choosing fewer but deeper relationships, and the connections I kept were stronger and often led to better opportunities personally and financially. When I'm exhausted, I order overpriced takeout, skip workouts, and fall for shortcuts because tired minds want easy solutions. So I prioritize sleep and rest like they're investments, because they are. A rested version of me makes smarter, calmer money decisions. Owning my mornings changed everything too. I stopped waking up and immediately grabbing my phone. No more starting the day in chaos. I give myself the first hour without distractions to review my goals, check in with my budget, and think clearly. That quiet time sets the tone for how I spend and how I earn. Wealth doesn't start in noise, it starts in clarity. And now we get to the principle most people skip: preparing yourself to face discomfort. Change is uncomfortable. Saying no to impulse buys feels restrictive at first, and watching friends shopping while you stay disciplined can sting. But I had to accept that discomfort is part of growth. Discipline isn't punishment, it's training. I built it slowly and realistically, tracked my progress, celebrated small wins, and reminded myself why I started. And over time, the discomfort faded, while the results became motivating. This is the principle that holds all the others together. Without the willingness to sit in temporary discomfort, none of the systems stick. These 15 principles aren't about living a boring or deprived life. They're about fixing the habits that quietly drain most of us and freeing you from chaos to create space for what actually matters. It became something I could manage. Life felt less cluttered, less reactive, less stressful. The habits themselves are small. Start with one, let it stick, then build from there. Pick one rule you can implement today, whether it's deleting a credit card from your online stores, setting up automatic savings, or writing down the next thing you want to buy instead of purchasing it instantly. Because small, disciplined steps compound into massive change. Work on your spending habits, build your discipline. Give yourself time to grow into the person who controls their money instead of being controlled by it. Thanks for spending this time with me. If this helped you see money differently, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.